Christmas.
Hello everybody, this is Alessandra. Welcome to my home, welcome to my kitchen. Welcome to the fourth day of holiday cookies and desserts. And today I'm going to make you something that's a must during our holiday, and that is zeppole, le zeppole di pasta cresciuta. It's nothing else but water and yeast. Here in America is what's very common during the feast, the San Gennaro feast, the Sirocco feast, all the feasts. These are the zeppolis that they sell. So let's get started with the ingredients. 4 cups of all-purpose flour or bread flour. Actually, the bread flour would be a better choice because when you're using yeast, you need a bread flour. Works better. So here I have the 4 cups of flour. I have a teaspoon of dry active yeast, 2 teaspoons of sea salt. Optional are going to be pinoli nuts, and raisins. And I have 2 cups of water. Actually, just slightly more than the 2 cups. So if you have your measuring cup, just go a little over the 2 cup, which should be 500 mLs. And I am going to add a teaspoon of sugar so I could proof my yeast. And the reason, I know that my yeast is good because I used it earlier in the day, but I want to show you what it's supposed to look like, just in case you have yeast and it's not active anymore. It's gonna be stir it, and what the sugar does here is that it feeds the yeast and it activates it, and we know that they're alive because you'll see it bubbling. And that's exactly, look how quick it's already bubbling and foaming up, so you know that the yeast is fine. Another thing I wanted to talk about, you don't want the water hot, you don't want it cold, you want it lukewarm. If you have a candy thermometer or just a regular kitchen thermometer, measure should be between 110 and 120. So that's a good guideline that you know you're not gonna keep. If it's over 140, I think you're killing the yeast. So let's go ahead and add the salt in, and the yeast looks fine. So I'm going to go ahead and add that too. Now, I like to keep one hand clean in case I gotta grab something, and one hand I'm going to work. Can you do this in a stand-up mixer? Absolutely, and with a hook attachment, but I like to do it by hand. And I also, not many people, maybe somebody wants to make them, doesn't have the hook attachment, the stand-up mixer, so I want you to be able to see that it could be done by hand, exactly how our grandmothers used to do it. I'm going to go ahead and mix it. There you go. Everything is in. And now let the work begin. Okay. Gather all the flour from the side. And there you go. It's going to be a very soft dough. Look at that. I want you to see it. Okay. So you have an idea what it needs to look like. Now, kind of hold, this is what my grandmother would do. Hold it tight and whack it. This is exactly what you want to be doing. Okay. It looks ready. You're going to see it starts bubbling a little bit. That means it's really nice and mixed well. Okay? Take a look at that. See that? Perfect. That's exactly how you want the dough to look. Okay. See what I mean about keeping one hand clean? So I'm going to add the raisins. Again, if you didn't grow up with Nonna putting the raisins in, please don't put them. You could just leave the dough just like that with powdered sugar on the outside. Is delicious. This is how my Nonna made them. And this is how, what gives me, it's all about those memories. So this is what I love. Now I'm going to add the pinoli nuts. And now I'm going to cover it and let it sit till it's doubled and more in size. Okay, It's been rising for about 2.5 hours. Take a look how wonderful it looks. So we're ready to fry. The oil nice and hot. I'm using a vegetable oil, corn oil, even a sunflower oil. Any oil for frying is great. So I'm gonna keep this hand clean, and this one I have a small bowl of cold water, and I'm gonna wet my hand and grab the zeppoli. There it goes, and it goes right in. See that? Again, wipe your hands. There you go. Don't make them so large because then they don't cook through. You want to make sure they're not. You see why you work with one hand? Because with the other hand, you're going to be removing the zeppolis from the hot oil because they don't cook all at the same time. So you got to keep an eye on them, turn them. A lot of times they flip on their own and they're so very cute when they do that. Otherwise you flip them like this and just remove them. You see, like this is done. You want them a golden color. And if the dough is right, you could tell already there's no holes on it and it doesn't absorb any oil. Literally 15 minutes to fry. I'm all done, and we'll get either the sugar on it or the honey. So we have two kinds of crab. We have the powdered sugar crab. So what I'm going to do is just take a paper bag, add some powdered sugar in, just like they do at the feast. Add the powdered sugar and the zeppolis. If you don't like the raisins and the pinoli nuts, just leave them out. That's fine too. So here are the ones. Look at them. They look great. Here it goes. Don't be afraid to add the extra powdered sugar. For the honey crab, I melted a little bit of honey and I'm just going to drizzle it over it. I'm going to add a little zest of the orange. You could use a lemon, a tangerine, whatever fruit you have in the house. It makes for a perfect addition. Okay, and now for the sprinkles. And here you go. You have same dough, two different types of zeppolis, two different flavors, but both absolutely delicious. You could even leave the plain pasta cresciuta and add anchovies. But if you do that, you need a lot of white wine because it's a perfect complement to each other. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. Make these recipes. They're recipes that I make for my family and friends, and I wish you would do the same. I would be happy and an honor if you do the same. Thank you. Please subscribe. Happy holidays. Be safe, be happy, be healthy, stay healthy. Take care. Alla prossima. Arrivederci. Ciao, ciao.